All right. I'll start with an opening statement since Troy's not here to introduce me. But no, that was a good win. We made it interesting in the second half, obviously, and hopefully we can learn from that lapse we had both defensively and offensively. But overall, a quality win. I thought our aggressiveness offensively in the first half was terrific, and got a little complacent in the second half. But got the game back under control, and thought we had some really good individual performances tonight. I really like how we shared the ball in the first half. We had 11 assists, only 4 in the second half, which we're looking for that number to be at 20 or higher, at this point of the season. But, I thought Lucas Seward played really well. Good to see him kind of exert his will down low a little bit. Dom was terrific in the first half. McKinley got us going once they tightened it up to 5. So, George and Naaman played extremely well, obviously rebounded the ball well for us. So it's a really good team win. I thought our bench was great in the first half, maybe a little subpar in the second half, but something we can learn from and grow from and get better.
Tad, it seemed like you went to the bench a little earlier maybe than normal in this one. Was that in an effort to try and get those guys a little bit more experienced?
Yeah, just get them going, and we don't want our starters or really anybody on our team to come in and pace themselves. We want to play with great effort, great pace, especially at home. The first 4 minutes of the game, 4 to 5 minutes of the game was up and down. I think the first foul call was called with like 13 minutes to go in the first half. And so that thing, it was going. The whistle wasn't blowing. So our guys got a little more tired quicker than maybe they normally would. And so, yeah, we went to the bench. And I thought our bench came in and did a great job. Dom, like I said, came in and gave us great minutes. Deshaun gave us some really good minutes. Again, Lucas did as well. So we just got to, I don't want our players ever to pace themselves out there.
Coach, you mentioned Naaman's rebounding.
Yes.
We've seen him kind of on a little run in that department. What's the difference in him now compared to, I guess, very early in the season when he wasn't getting much done on the glass?
Well, I don't know if it's my challenging him or if it's just a light bulb that has gone on for him. I don't know. He'd have to answer that. But I know that when Naaman Wright, gets 10 rebounds for us, I know George King's going to rebound it. He's been pretty consistent all year. He's third in the league. But I want our guys competing. I want them selfish on the board. So when he does, our team gets better. There's no doubt about it. First double-double of his career.
Tad, second, is it to see the way Dom has accepted his role?
It's awesome because Dom is, he's like a starter. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's coming in. The whole key with Dom is he's kind of quit putting pressure on himself, and he's just playing and balling. And you can just see in his body language, even if he misses a shot now, it's not head down and pressing. It's just play. And I'm really proud of Dominic Collier because he's an important part of our team. I consider him a starter even though he's not introduced at the starting 5 because he's a senior. He's played a lot of minutes, and he's a critical part of this team coming off the bench. And there's thoughts out there that you don't ever start your 5 best players. You want to bring strength in off the bench. Certainly recently we've been bringing strength in off the bench with Dominic Collier.
Yeah, that's the second game in a row somebody's made a run at you, and you answered.
Yeah.
The guys that were here before were talking. This is a tough team. Are you seeing that? Absolutely.
It takes mental toughness to be able to handle that. Whether you're on the road in Pauley Pavilion, which we did, and they cut it to 5. Actually, I think 4 tonight. Washington State cut us to 5. What we've got to figure out is how it goes from a 26-point lead to a 5-point lead, and we've got to eliminate that. And probably could have used some timeouts. Used one to try to stave it off, but then it didn't really make any difference. And I want our players to figure it out on their own, and they have. But that thing might go from 26 to 18, but now it's got to go back. We can't let it go from 26 to 5.
I asked McKinley if he could compare Tyler 3 months ago and Tyler now. He said he can't.
Yeah.
Thoughts on where Tyler's come to? With his
Yeah, Tyler's a terrific player, and he's a great talent. When Tyler Bay is in good concentration mode and dialed in and plays with great energy and effort, he's terrific. I mean, he is a really big-time defender, big-time rebounder. And George is playing so well right now. Naaman was playing so well, and Lucas was playing so well. You know, he didn't kind of get back in the rotation there at the end, but it wasn't anything because of what he didn't do. It's just what those guys were doing. They were giving us great energy and minutes. So, yeah, but Tyler Bay is the sky is the limit for that kid. But it's all between his ears and in his heart. Because if he plays really at a high concentration level and with great effort, man, he can be as good as there is in this league, especially defensively.
Every game obviously is important, but
Yep.
how big is it to build off not only the win over UCLA, but the home wins against Arizona?
It's big, and it's going to, guess what? It's going to be just as big on Saturday. Saturday's the biggest game of our season, without a doubt. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in Utah tonight with the Huskies, but we know they're going to come in here. They're going to play 40 minutes of 2-3 zone. We've got to be ready to handle that. They've had some big wins because that zone can kind of neutralize some things and get people off balance. We've got to be in attack mode, aggressive, and but this is a separation game on Saturday. Tonight was a very important, win for our team to keep that momentum going, like you said, and get to above 500 in the league. Now it becomes a separation game on Saturday between the Huskies and the Buffs, no matter what happens tonight in Utah.
Coach, with Lucas, I think he only had 2 shot attempts in the last 3 games. Was tonight a matter of him just being more aggressive?
Yeah, aggressive. And, I saw him out here before shoot-around with Coach English, getting a workout in. And I think he's been coming in, early. We just started school this week, but he comes in the morning. I saw him leaving the Coors Event Center, heading to class, but he came in and got a workout in. So those are the things that Lucas needs to do. When he dedicates himself to this game, he can be a very, very good player in this league. He was aggressive tonight, down low. He played like a 6'10" post guy, and that's what we need. I can't remember the preseason game that he played really well in, but haven't seen that guy since that game.
You guys hold Franks and Flynn tonight, I think 5 of 18 from
Yep.
the field. How pleased were you with execution of game plan?
Very good from that standpoint. I was really disappointed in Skaggs in the second half. Okay, we did not do a good job with Skaggs. We did a great job with Flynn and Franks. And we talked about all their guys. The scouting report that Coach Greer put together was right on point. There were no surprises. Our players, they weren't shocked. We talked at halftime about the fact that Washington State has come from behind, from being down 5 times this year and won a game. They're going to make a run. The 3-point shot is a great equalizer. Coach Greer challenged our team at halftime to limit them to 3 threes in the second half. We didn't meet that challenge. I mean, they had 10, and that's what got them back in the game. And our players have to understand that. It's a 40-minute game. You can't let people back in it when you got them down like we had them down tonight.
Coach, 45% of your field goal attempts are from 3.
Yeah.
Your season average is about 35, 36%.
Yeah.
Was that sort of a strategy, or was that just confidence?
No, it's just our players kind of taking them. And our thing was we wanted the threes to come as a result of paint touches. And until we go back and watch the film, I don't know how many of those threes were after a paint touch. But it's amazing. I'd share with you the numbers. I don't have them off the top of my head. But the percentage that we shoot when we get a paint touch and then get a 3 versus just moving around the perimeter and then jacking something up, it's a huge, huge difference. So I don't mind. Again, 3-point shot is a big part of our offense, just like it is Washington State's. But I want to get it as a result of attacking the rim. Now, if then the defense sucks in and collapses, we kick it out. I'm fine with the 3s. But we got to get rid of the ones that are around the perimeter. I call them ring around the rosy 3s. We don't want those.
Coach, going back to Dom, have you noticed a difference in his play when he's with the younger second unit guys like Deshaun or Lucas as compared to when he's with some of the older first teamers like George or Naaman?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really haven't noticed it. What I've noticed is that when Dom relaxes and lets the game come to him and plays free and easy and not putting pressure on himself, he's really, really good. And whether it's with the young guys or the older guys or the starters or the subs, it really doesn't matter. Dom's the kind of guy in practice that's gone with both units. he's comfortable with both. So I haven't really noticed a big difference between who he's playing with, but what I've noticed with Dom is how he plays, his body language, how he reacts to things when they don't go well. You got to shake it off. You got to be strong enough to move on, and he's figured that out, certainly in the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so.
Coach, you switched to a man defense late there in the first half. What did you see that made you want to make it?
Yeah, look, 22 defense, our man is what that's where our bread is buttered. And the zone's been good to us, but I wanted to guard him. But we went back to it, late in the second half. But at halftime they had 5 threes. I think 3 of them were against our man, 2 against our zone. So I don't think it really matters in terms of that. It's just I was disappointed in McKinley and Dom late in the game getting us in a defense. Okay, free throws, and we had a couple possessions there late. Now the game was over with, but some guys were in zone, some guys were in man. It's one of the problems you have when you switch defenses, and we've got to get that figured out. I talked to both of them about that. So, but we'll see you Saturday, 4 o'clock.